Okay, I'll have this.
ಆಯಿತಾ ಗಂಟೆ ಬರೆಸಿ ಆಯಿತಾ ಆಚಮನೆ ಪ್ರಣಯ
सद्गुरुनाथ स्वामी की
जय। ओम गुरु ब्रह्मा गुरु विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषये भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ओम शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ओम भूः अपो ज्योतिरथोऽमृतं ब्रह्म भूर्भुवस्सुवरोम् ममोपात्तसमस्तुर्दक्षद्वारा श्रीपरमेश्वरप्रीत्यर्थं करिष्यमाणस्य कर्मणः निर्विघ्नेन परिसमाप्त्यर्थम् आदौ श्री विघ्नेश्वर महागणपति पूजां करिष्ये। आदौ श्री विघ्नेश्वर महागणपति पूजां करिष्ये। अपस्पृश्य ओं गणानान्त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद नश्चण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम्। ओं भूर्भुवस्सुवः अस्मिन् हरिद्राबिम्बे सुमुखं श्री विघ्नेश्वर महागणपतिं ध्यायामि आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि। विघ्नेश्वर महागणपतये नमः। रत्नसिंहासनं समर्पयामि पादारविन्दयोः पाद्यं समर्पयामि अर्घ्यं समर्पयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। ओं भूर्भुवस्सुवः गङ्गणपतये नमः। शुद्धोदकस्नानं समर्पयामि शुद्धोदकस्नानानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। वस्त्रोत्तरीय यज्ञोपवीताभरणार्थे पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। दिव्यपरिमलगन्धान् धारयामि। गन्धस्योपरि हरिद्राकुङ्कुमं समर्पयामि। अक्षतान् समर्पयामि पुष्पमालिकां समर्पयामि पुष्पैः सुपूजयामि। अगजाननवद्मार्कं गजाननमहर्निशम् अनेकदन्तं भक्तानां एकदन्तमुपास्महे। ॐ सुमुखाय नमः। ॐ एकदन्ताय नमः। ॐ कपिलाय नमः। ॐ गजकर्णकाय नमः। ॐ लम्बोदराय नमः। ॐ विकटाय नमः। ॐ विघ्नराजाय नमः। ॐ विनायकाय नमः। ॐ धूमकेतवे नमः। ॐ गणाध्यक्षाय नमः। ओं भालचन्द्राय नमः। ओं गजाननाय नमः। ओं वक्रतुण्डाय नमः। ओं शूर्पकर्णाय नमः। ओं हेरम्बाय नमः। ओं स्कन्दपूर्वजाय नमः। ओं सिद्धिविनायकाय नमः। ओं श्रीविघ्नेश्वर महागणपतये नमः। नानाविधपरिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि षोडशनामपूजां समर्पयामि नैवेद्यार्थे। विघ्नेश्वर महागणपतये नमः। इदं सर्वं निवेदयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। ओं भूर्भुवस्सुवः भोगीफलमद्दिव्यं नागवल्लीदलयुतं कर्पूरचूर्णयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृह्यतां कर्पूरताम्बूलं निवेदयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। अमृताभिधानमसि स्वाहा। विघ्नेश्वरप्रसादफलसिद्धिरस्तु। ओं ಓಂ ಶುಕ್ಲಾಂಬರಧರಂ ವಿಷ್ಣುಂ ಶಶಿವರ್ಣಂ ಚತುರ್ಭುಜಂ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನವದನಂ ಧ್ಯಾಯೇತ್ ಸರ್ವವಿಘ್ನೋಪಶಾಂತಯೇ. ಓಂಪಾತ್ರಸಮಸ್ತದಕ್ಷದ್ವಾರಾ ಶ್ರೀಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ ಪ್ರೀತ್ಯರ್ಥಂ ಶುಭಾಭ್ಯಾಂ ಶುಭೇ ದಿನೇ ಶೋಭನೆ ಮುಹೂರ್ತೆ ಅದ್ಯ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣಃ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಧೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ವೇತವರಾಹಕಲ್ಪೆ ವೈವಸ್ವತಮನಂತರೆ ಅಷ್ಟಾವಿಂಶತಿತಮೇ ಕಲಿಯುಗೆ ಪ್ರಥಮೇ ಪದೇ ಜಂಬುದ್ವೀಪೆ ಭಾರತवर्षे भरतखण्डे मेरोः दक्षिणे पार्श्वे शकाब्दे अस्मिन् वर्तमाने व्यावहारिके प्रभवादिषष्ठि संवत्सराणां मध्ये स्वस्ति श्री विश्वावसुनाम संवत्सरे उत्तरायणे ग्रीष्म ऋतौ मिथुनमासे शुक्लपक्षे पौर्णम्यां शुभतिथौ वासरः गुरुवासरयुक्तायां पूर्वाषाढानक्षत्रयुक्तायां शुभनक्षत्र शुभयोग शुभकरणे वङ्गुणसकलविशेषणविशिष्टायाम् अस्यां पौर्णम्यां शुभतिथो विशेषेण गुरुपूर्णिमा शुभदिने अस्माकं आर्षविद्या गुरुकुलस्य सर्वेषां भक्तमहाजनानां सहकुटुम्बानाम् आचार्याणां शिष्यवर्गाणां तेषां सर्वेषां सहकुटुम्बानां च सकलक्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यवीर्यविजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याणाम् अभिवृद्ध्यर्थं सर्वेषां गुरु ईश्वर शास्त्रवाक्यादिषु अचञ्चल निष्कपट भक्तिश्रद्धा प्राप्त्यर्थं चतुर्विध फल पुरुषार्थसिद्ध्यर्थं सर्वसन्मङ्गलतावाप्त्यर्थं गुरुप्रसादसिद्ध्यर्थञ्च अस्मिन् शुभदिने यथाशक्ति यथामीलित उपचारद्रव्यैः अन्योन्यसहाय्येन श्रीगुरुपादुकापूजां करिष्यामः। अपौपस्पृश्य आदौ निर्विघ्नसादित्यर्थं श्रीमहागणपतिस्मरणं च करिष्ये। ओं गणान्त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पद नश्चण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनं वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। विघ्नेश्वर महागणपतये नमः। प्रार्थनां समर्पयामि। ओं यज्ञेन यज्ञमयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् ते हनाकं महिमानः सजन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्याः सन्ति देवाः। ॐ भूर्भुवस्वः अस्मात् हरिद्राबिम्बात् आवाहित विघ्नेश्वर महागणपतिं यथास्थानं प्रतिष्ठापयामि। शोभनार्थे क्षेमाय पुनरागमनाय च कलशादिपूजां च करिष्ये। ओं कलशस्य मुखे विष्णुकण्ठे रुद्रसमाश्रितः मूले तत्र स्थितो ब्रह्मा मध्ये मातृगणा स्मृताः कुक्षौ तथावराः सर्वे सप्तद्वीपा वसुन्धरा ऋग्वेदोऽथ यजुर्वेदः सामवेदो अथर्वणः अङ्गैश्च सहिताः सर्वे कलशन्तु समाश्रिताः। अत्र गायत्री सावित्री शान्तिः पुष्टिकरी तथा आयान्तु गुरुपूजार्थं दुरितक्षयकारकाः। गंगे च यमुने चैव गोदावरी सरस्वती नर्मदे सिन्धु कावेरी जलेऽस्मिन् सन्निधिं कुरु। कलशे गङ्गादितीर्थान्यावाहयामि। कलशदेवताभ्यो नमः। सर्वोपचारार्थे गन्धाक्षतपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। प्रतिजलमिश्रम् आगमार्थं तु देवानां गमनार्थं तु रक्षसां कुरु घण्टारवं तत्र देवताह्वानलक्षणं। घण्टायै नमः। सर्वोपचारार्थे गन्धाक्षतपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। भो दीपदेवरूपस्थं कमलसाक्षी विघ्नकृत यावत् कर्म समाप्ति स्यात् तावत् त्वं सुस्थिरो भव। दीपदेवताभ्यो नमः। सर्वोपचारार्थे गन्धाक्षतपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। अपवित्र पवित्रो वा सर्वावस्थांगतो विवा यस्मरेत् पुण्डरीकाक्षं सबाह्याभ्यन्तरशुचिः। देवं पूजाद्रव्याणि आत्मानं च प्रोक्ष्य शेषं विसृज्य आत्मने नमः। अन्तरात्मने नमः। जीवात्मने नमः। परमात्मने नमः। देहो देवालये प्रोक्तः जीवो देवः सनातनः त्यजेदज्ञाननिर्माल्यं सोऽहं भावेन पूजयेत्। आत्मने नमः। समस्तोपचारान् समर्पयामि। गुरुपादुका पीठदेवताभ्यो नमः। समस्तोपचारान् समर्पयामि। ध्यानं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि ब्रह्मविद्याप्रदातारं सद्गुरुं ध्यायामि आवाहयामि आसनम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः सर्वव्यापिने सद्गुरवे नमः आसनं समर्पयामि पूर्णकुम्भः अष्टे अन्तः पूर्णो बहिः पूर्णः पूर्णकुम्भ इवार्णवे अन्तः शून्यो बहिः शून्यः शून्यकुम्भ इवाम्बरे पूर्णाय सद्गुरवे नमः पूर्णकुम्भं समर्पयामि पाद्यं यत्पादपङ्कजद्वन्द्वग्रहणेन मुमुक्षवः तुरीयं पादमीप्सन्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः तुरीयपादप्रापकाय सद्गुरवे नमः पाद्यं समर्पयामि अर्घ्यम् अलब्ध्वातिशयं यस्मात् व्यावृत्तास्तमवादयः गरीयसे नमस्तस्मै अविद्याग्रन्थिभेदिने अविद्यानाशकाय सद्गुरवे नमः अर्घ्यं समर्पयामि स्नानम् यच्छुद्धवाक्यतीर्थेषु स्नाताः पुण्यामुमुक्षवः विरजा ब्रह्म गच्छन्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः महावाक्योपदेशकर्त्रे सद्गुरवे नमः स्नानं समर्पयामि ॐ आपोहिष्ठामयो भुवस्तानभूर्जे दधातना महेरणाय चक्षसे यो वः शिवतमोरसस्तस्य भाजे ते हनः उशतीरिव मातरः तस्मा अरङ्गमामवो यस्य क्षया यजिन्मथा आपो जनयथा चनः भूर्भुवस्सुवः 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 शुद्धोदकस्नानं समर्पयामि शुद्धोदकस्नानानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि वस्त्रम् मूलन्तरोः केवलमाश्रयन्तः पाणिद्वयं भोक्तुममत्रयन्तः कण्ठामिव श्रीमपि कुत्सयन्तः कौपीनवन्तः खलु भाग्यवन्तः कृतकृत्याय सद्गुरवे नमः वस्त्रं समर्पयामि भस्मादिकं च समर्पयामि भस्म भस्म ಒಂದು ಹೂವಿನ ಮಾಡಿ गन्धः विप्राणाविनयो ह्येषः शमः प्राकृत उच्यते दमः प्रकृतिदान्तत्वात् एवं विद्वां क्षमं व्रजेत् प्रकृतिशान्ताय सद्गुरवे नमः शीतान् गन्धान् समर्पयामि कुङ्कुमम् श्रोत्रियो वृजिनो काम हतो यो ब्रह्मवित्तमः ब्रह्मण्युपरतः शान्तः निरिन्धन इव नलः विरक्ताय सद्गुरवे नमः हरिद्रा कुङ्कुमं समर्पयामि अक्षतान् समर्पयामि पुष्पमाला येन षड्लिङ्गसूत्रेण कृता तात्पर्यमालिका वेदान्तवाक्यपुष्पेभ्यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वेदान्ततात्पर्यबोधकाय सद्गुरवे नमः। पुष्पमालिकां समर्पयामि। अर्चना भावाद्वैतं सदा कुर्यात् क्रियाद्वैतं न कर्हिचित् अद्वैतं त्रिषु लोकेषु नाद्वैतं गुरुणा सह। परमपूज्याय सद्गुरवे नमः। पुष्पैः पूजयामि। ध्यानं नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मन् गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तिसुदेशिकेन्द्रं द्वैपायनं सूत्रकृतं मुनीन्द्रं श्रीशङ्करं भाष्यकृतं यतीन्द्रं मद्देशिकं चापि नमामि विद्यै। ओम सद्गुरवे नमः।
ओम सद्गुरवे नमः।
ओम अज्ञाननाशकाय नमः।
ओम अज्ञाननाशकाय नमः।
ओम अदम्भिने नमः।
ओम अदम्भिने नमः।
ओम अद्वैतप्रकाशकाय नमः।
ओम अद्वैतप्रकाशकाय नमः।
ओम अनपेक्षाय नमः।
ओम अनपेक्षाय नमः।
ओम अनसूयवे नमः।
ओम अनसूयवे नमः।
ओम अनुपमाय नमः।
ओम अनुपमाय नमः।
ओम अभयप्रदात्रे नमः।
ओम अभयप्रदात्रे नमः।
ओम अमानिने नमः।
ओम अमानिने नमः।
ओम अहिंसामूर्तये नमः।
ओम अहिंसामूर्तये नमः।
ओम अहेतुकदयासिन्धवे नमः।
ओम अहेतुकदयासिन्धवे नमः।
ओम अहङ्कारनाशकाय नमः।
ओम अहङ्कारनाशकाय नमः।
ओम अहङ्कारवर्जिताय नमः।
ओम अहङ्कारवर्जिताय नमः।
ओम आचार्येन्द्राय नमः।
ओम आचार्येन्द्राय नमः।
ओम आत्मसन्तुष्टाय नमः।
ओम आत्मसन्तुष्टाय नमः।
ओम आनन्दमूर्तये नमः।
ओम आनन्दमूर्तये नमः।
ओम आर्जवयुक्ताय नमः।
ओम आर्जवयुक्ताय नमः।
ओम उचितवाचे नमः।
ओम उचितवाचे नमः।
ओम उत्साहिने नमः।
ओम उत्साहिने नमः।
ओम उदासीनाय नमः।
ओम उदासीनाय नमः।
ओम उपरताय नमः।
ओम उपरताय नमः।
ओम ऐश्वर्ययुक्ताय नमः।
ओम ऐश्वर्ययुक्ताय नमः।
ओम कृतकृत्याय नमः।
ओम कृतकृत्याय नमः।
ओम ॐ क्षमावते नमः
ॐ क्षमावते नमः
ॐ गुणातीताय नमः
ॐ गुणातीताय नमः
ॐ चारुवाग्विलासाय नमः
ॐ चारुवाग्विलासाय नमः
ॐ चारुहासाय नमः
ॐ चारुहासाय नमः
ॐ छिन्नसंशयाय नमः
ॐ छिन्नसंशयाय नमः
ॐ ज्ञानदात्रे नमः
ॐ ज्ञानदात्रे नमः
ॐ ज्ञानयज्ञतत्पराय नमः
ॐ ज्ञानयज्ञतत्पराय नमः
ॐ तत्त्वदर्शिने नमः
ॐ तत्त्वदर्शिने नमः
ॐ तपस्विने नमः
ॐ तपस्विने नमः
ॐ तापहराय नमः
ॐ तापहराय नमः
ॐ तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतये नमः
ॐ तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतये नमः
ॐ तुल्यप्रियाप्रियाय नमः
ॐ तुल्यप्रियाप्रियाय नमः
ॐ तुल्यमानापमानाय नमः
ॐ तुल्यमानापमानाय नमः
ॐ तेजस्विने नमः
ॐ तेजस्विने नमः
ॐ त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहाय नमः
ॐ त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहाय नमः
ॐ त्यागिने नमः
ॐ त्यागिने नमः
ॐ दक्षाय नमः
ॐ दक्षाय नमः
ॐ दान्ताय नमः
ॐ दान्ताय नमः
ॐ दृढव्रताय नमः
ॐ दृढव्रताय नमः
ॐ दोषवर्जिताय नमः
ॐ दोषवर्जिताय नमः
ॐ द्वन्द्वातीताय नमः
ॐ द्वन्द्वातीताय नमः
ॐ धीमते नमः
ॐ धीमते नमः
ॐ धीराय नमः
ॐ धीराय नमः
ॐ नित्यसन्तुष्टाय नमः
ॐ नित्यसन्तुष्टाय नमः
ॐ निरहङ्काराय नमः
ॐ निरहङ्काराय नमः
ॐ निराश्रयाय नमः
ॐ निराश्रयाय नमः
ॐ निर्भयाय नमः
ॐ निर्भयाय नमः
ॐ निर्मदाय नमः
ॐ निर्मदाय नमः
ॐ निर्ममाय नमः
ॐ निर्ममाय नमः
ॐ निर्मलाय नमः
ॐ निर्मलाय नमः
ॐ निर्मोहाय नमः
ॐ निर्मोहाय नमः
ॐ निर्योगक्षेमाय नमः
ॐ निर्योगक्षेमाय नमः
ॐ निर्लोभाय नमः
ॐ निर्लोभाय नमः
ॐ निष्कामाय नमः
ॐ निष्कामाय नमः
ॐ निष्क्रोधाय नमः
ॐ निष्क्रोधाय नमः
ॐ निस्सङ्गाय नमः
ॐ निस्सङ्गाय नमः
ॐ परमसुखदाय नमः
ॐ परमसुखदाय नमः
ॐ पण्डिताय नमः
ॐ पण्डिताय नमः
ॐ पूर्णाय नमः
ॐ पूर्णाय नमः
ॐ प्रमाणप्रवर्तकाय नमः
ॐ प्रमाणप्रवर्तकाय नमः
ॐ प्रियभाषिणे नमः
ॐ प्रियभाषिणे नमः
ॐ ब्रह्मकर्मसमाधये नमः
ॐ ब्रह्मकर्मसमाधये नमः
ॐ ब्रह्मात्म ब्रह्मात्मनिष्ठाय नमः
ब्रह्मात्मनिष्ठाय नमः
ॐ ब्रह्मात्मविदे नमः
ब्रह्मात्मविदे नमः
ॐ भक्ताय नमः
भक्ताय नमः
ॐ भवरोगहराय नमः
भवरोगहराय नमः
ॐ भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदात्रे नमः
भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदात्रे नमः
ॐ मङ्गलकर्त्रे नमः
मङ्गलकर्त्रे नमः
ॐ मधुरभाषिणे नमः
मधुरभाषिणे नमः
ॐ महात्मने नमः
महात्मने नमः
ॐ महावाक्योपदेशकर्त्रे नमः
महावाक्योपदेशकर्त्रे नमः
ॐ मितभाषिणे नमः
मितभाषिणे नमः
ॐ मुक्ताय नमः
मुक्ताय नमः
ॐ मौनिने नमः
मौनिने नमः
ॐ यतचित्ताय नमः
यतचित्ताय नमः
ॐ यतये नमः
यतये नमः
ॐ यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टाय नमः
यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टाय नमः
ॐ युक्ताय नमः
युक्ताय नमः
ॐ रागद्वेषवर्जिताय नमः
रागद्वेषवर्जिताय नमः
ॐ विदिताखिलशास्त्राय नमः
विदिताखिलशास्त्राय नमः
ॐ विद्याविनयसम्पन्नाय नमः
विद्याविनयसम्पन्नाय नमः
ॐ विमत्सराय नमः
विमत्सराय नमः
ॐ विवेकिने नमः
विवेकिने नमः
ॐ विशालहृदयाय नमः
विशालहृदयाय नमः
ॐ व्यवसायिने नमः
व्यवसायिने नमः
ॐ शरणागतवत्सलाय नमः
शरणागतवत्सलाय नमः
ॐ शान्ताय नमः
शान्ताय नमः
ॐ शुद्धमानसाय नमः
शुद्धमानसाय नमः
ॐ शिष्यप्रियाय नमः
शिष्यप्रियाय नमः
ॐ श्रद्धावते नमः
श्रद्धावते नमः
ॐ श्रोत्रियाय नमः
श्रोत्रियाय नमः
ॐ सत्यवाचे नमः
सत्यवाचे नमः
ॐ सदा मुदितवदनाय नमः
सदा मुदितवदनाय नमः
ॐ समचित्ताय नमः
समचित्ताय नमः
ॐ समानाधिकवर्जिताय नमः
समानाधिकवर्जिताय नमः
ॐ समाहितचित्ताय नमः
समाहितचित्ताय नमः
ॐ सर्वभूतहिताय नमः
सर्वभूतहिताय नमः
ॐ सिद्धाय नमः
सिद्धाय नमः
ॐ सुलभाय नमः
सुलभाय नमः
ॐ सुशीलाय नमः
सुशीलाय नमः
ॐ सुहृदे नमः
सुहृदे नमः
ॐ सूक्ष्मबुद्धये नमः
सूक्ष्मबुद्धये नमः
ॐ संकल्पवर्जिताय नमः
ॐ संकल्पवर्जिताय नमः
ॐ संप्रदायविदे नमः
ॐ संप्रदायविदे नमः
ॐ स्वतन्त्राय नमः
ॐ स्वतन्त्राय नमः
ॐ श्री सद्गुरु
ॐ श्री सद्गुरु
परमपूज्य
परमपूज्य
दयानंद सरस्वती
दयानन्द सरस्वती
गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमः
पादुकाभ्यां नमः
अष्टोत्तर शतनामार्चन
शतनामार्चन
पूजां समर्पयामः
अर्पयामः
नानाविध परिमलपत्रपुष्पाणि च समर्पयामि धूपदीप नैवेद्य ಉಂಟಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ತುಳಸಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿದೆ ಆಯಿತಾ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಪ್ರೋಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು ಹಾಂ ಕೂತು ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತೊಮ್ಮೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಮೇಲಿಂದ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಲೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಕೆಳಗೆ ಕೂತು ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಕೆಳಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ चन्दनागरधूपेन सुगन्धो मारुतो यथा यस्य संगादहं धन्यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सत्पुरुषाय सद्गुरवे नमः धूपमाघ्रापयामि धूपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि पत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि दीपः आवृतस्वस्वरूपाणां त्रितापक्लिष्टदेहिनां शास्त्रवाक्यार्थदीपेन आवृतिनाशकमाश्रये आवृतिनाशकाय सद्गुरवे नमः दिव्यमङ्गलदीपं दर्शयामि दीपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं पत्रपुष्पाणि च समर्पयामि नैवेद्यं वाचनले प्रोक्षण ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಬನ್ನಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್
ಫುಲ್ಲ ತೊರೆದಿದೆ ಫುಲ್ಲ ತೊರೆದಿದೆ ಕೀഴെ വെച്ചു വായ തന്നിದೆ പഴങ്കുള്ള
ಇಲ್ಲ വെച്ചിരിക്കും क्षुत्पिपासान्ध्यबाधिर्य कामक्रोधादयोऽखिलाः लिङ्गदेहगता एते ह्यलिङ्गस्य न विद्यते क्षुत्पिपासारहिताय सद्गुरवे नमः उडान्नं चणकानि नानाविध ऋतुफलानि च निवेदयामि मध्ये मध्ये अमृतपानीयं समर्पयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि पूगीफलमद्यं नागवल्लीतरयुतं कर्पूरचूर्णसंयुक्तं ताम्बूलं प्रतिगृह्यतां कर्पूरताम्बूलं निवेदयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि अमृताभिधानमसि स्वाहा नीराजनम् ಎಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಾಕಿರುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹಾಕ್ಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿದ್ದದಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಕಿ ಶ್ರೀ ಸದ್ಗುರು ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಬಲಸಿದ್ಧಿರಸ್ತು हिरण्मये परे कोशे विरजं ब्रह्मनिष्कलं तच्छुभ्रं ज्योतिषां ज्योतिः तद्यदात्मविदो विदुः न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकं नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति ज्योतिस्वरूपाय सद्गुरवे नमः सर्वोपचारार्थेर्वारिष्टिजान्त्यर्थेर्वाभीष्टैर्थे सर्वसन्मङ्गलता अवाप्त्यर्थे मङ्गलपञ्चमुखकर्पूरनीराजनदीपं सन्दर्शयामि आचमनीयं समर्पयामि पत्रपुष्पाणि समर्पयामि सर्वोपचाराः ॐ योपां पुष्पं वेद पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति चन्द्रमा वा अपां पुष्पं पुष्पवान् प्रजावान् पशुमान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति सद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः वेदोक्तमन्त्रपुष्पाञ्जलिं समर्पयामि सर्वोपचाराः अजमनिद्रमस्वप्नम् अनामकमरूपकं सकृद्विभातं सर्वज्ञं नोपचारः कथञ्चन अव्यवहाराय सद्गुरवे नमः सर्वोपचारान् समर्पयामि स्तोत्रम्
We can do full Guru Stotra.
Full Guru Stotra.
Guru Stotra Dayananda Panchakam.
Dayananda Panchakam. And also Guru Paduka Stotra, no?
Yeah.
We have so much time.
दृष्टान्तो नैव दृष्टस्त्रिभुवनजठरे सद्गुरो ज्ञानदातुः स्पर्शाश्चेत्तत्र कल्प्यः स नयति यदहो स्वर्णतामश्मसारम् न स्पर्शत्वं तथापि श्रितचरणयुगे सद्गुरुस्वीयशिष्ये स्वीयं साम्यं विधत्ते भवति निर्वमस्तेन वा लौकिकोऽपि
Nirupama.
We'll chant Guru Stotram, all of us together, okay? You please follow me. Akhanda mandalakaram vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ajnanatinirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः स्थावरं
जगदन्तरङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चिन्मयं व्यापि यत्सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सर्वश्रुतिशिरोरत्न विराजितपदाम्बुजः वेदान्ताम्बुजसूर्यो यः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। चैतन्यः शाश्वतः शान्तः व्योमातीतो निरञ्जनः बिन्दुनादकलातीतः तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ज्ञानशक्तिसमारूढः तत्त्वमाला विभूषितः भुक्तिमुक्तिप्रदाता च तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अनेकजन्म सम्प्राप्त कर्मबन्धविदाहिने आत्मज्ञानप्रदानेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। शोषणं भवसिन्धोश्च ज्ञापनं सारसम्पदः गुरोः पादोदकं सम्यक् तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। न गुरोरधिकं तत्त्वं न गुरोरधिकं तपः तत्त्वज्ञानात् परं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मन्नाथः श्रीजगन्नाथः मद्गुरुः श्रीजगद्गुरुः मदात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुरादिरनादिश्च गुरुः परमदैवतम् गुरोः परतरं नास्ति तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं स्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। अनंत संसार गुरुपादुका स्तोत्रम्। अनंत संसार समुद्रतार नौकायिताभ्यां गुरुभक्तिदाभ्यां वैराग्य साम्राज्य पूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां कवित्ववाराशि निशाकराभ्यां दौर्भाग्यदावाम्बुधमालिकाभ्यां दूरीकृतानम्रविपत्तताभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नताययो श्रीपतितां समीयुः कदाचिदप्याशु दरिद्रवर्याः मूकाश्च वाचस्पतितां गीताभ्यां नमो नमः श्री गुरुपादुकाभ्यां नालीकनीकाशपदाधृताभ्यां नानाविमोहादिनिवारिकाभ्यां नमज्जनाभीष्टततिप्रदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नृपालिमौलिव्रजरत्नकान्ति सरिद्विराजज्जशकन्यकाभ्यां
नृपत्वदाभ्यां
नतलोकपङ्क्तेः नमो नमः
श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां
पापान्धकारार्कपरम्पराभ्यां तापत्रयाहीन्द्रखगेश्वराभ्यां जाड्याब्धिसंशोषणवाडवाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां शमाधिषट्कप्रदवैभवाभ्यां समाधिदानव्रजदीक्षिताभ्यां रमादवाङ्घ्रिस्थिरभक्तिदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां स्वार्चापराणामखिलेष्टदाभ्यां स्वाहा सहायाक्षधुरन्धराभ्यां स्वान्ताच्छभावप्रदपूजनाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां कामादिसर्पव्रजगारुडाभ्यां
विवेकवैराग्यनिधिप्रदाभ्यां
बोधप्रदाभ्यां धृतमोक्षदाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां नमो नमः श्रीगुरुपादुकाभ्यां।
श्री दयानंद पंचकम पेज।
यस
सदास्मेरवक्त्रं कृपापूर्णनेत्रं स्थिरं दीनमित्रं जनप्रीतिपात्रं सुविज्ञातशास्त्रं कषायात्तवस्त्रं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे परब्रह्मनिष्ठं स्वतो धर्मनिष्ठम् अहिंसैकनिष्ठं स्वशिष्यैः सुजुष्टं यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादोद्धरन्तं मठां स्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सतामानितारं नमत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशन्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चगम्यः पठेत् शुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् सशास्त्रभवेत् ज्ञानयुक्तः सजीवनमृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः
दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं मदाचार्यमीडे.
अभी we can do some bhajans.
निरुपमाय सद्गुरवे नमः स्तोत्राणि समर्पयामि.
एक दो भजन करेंगे, हमारा टाइम है ना. शांति can you sing? Can put the mic. Can go, mic can go there. Or she can come here.
Stand mic.
But for her. गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो. हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो, हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो, हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो, हे परमेश्वर नमो. गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो. ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर रूपा, ब्रह्मा ईश्वर रूपा, त्रिमूर्ति रूपा नमो नमो, त्रिमूर्ति रूपा नमो. त्रिगुणातीता नमो नमो, त्रिगुणातीता नमो नमो. आनंद रूपा नमो नमो, आनंद रूपा नमो नमो. हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो, हे परमेश्वर नमो. गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो. भावातीता भाग्यविदाता, तीता भाग्यविदाता, भवभयहरणा नमो नमो, भवभयहरणा नमो नमो. त्रिलोकनाथ नमो नमो, त्रिलोकनाथ नमो नमो. चिन्मय रूपा नमो नमो, चिन्मय रूपा नमो नमो. हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो, हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो. गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो, गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो. हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो, हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो. गुरुदेवाय नमो गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश्वर रूपा ब्रह्मा विष्णु त्रिमूर्ति रूपा नमो 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 त्रिगुणातीता नमो नमो त्रिगुणातीता नमो नमो आनंद रूपा नमो नमो आनंद रूपा नमो हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो गुरुदेवाय नमो भावातीता भाग्यविदाता भावातीता भाग्यविदाता भव भयहरणा नमो 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 त्रिलोकनाथ नमो नमो त्रिलोक नमो नमो चिन्मय रूपा नमो नमो चिन्मय रूपा नमो नमो हे परमेश्वर नमो 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 गुरुदेवाय 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 नमो 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 गुरु मातृपिता गुरु बंधु सखा गुरु मातृपिता गुरु गुरु मातृपिता गुरु बंधु सखा गुरु मातृपिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में मेरे कोटि प्रणाम गुरु मातृपिता गुरु बंधु सखा गुरु मातृपिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम तेरे स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम तुम ही शक्ति हो तुम ही भक्ति हो तुम ही शक्ति हो तुम ही भक्ति हो तुम ही मुक्ति हो मेरे सांब शिवा तुम ही मुक्ति हो मेरे सांब शिवा तुम ही मुक्ति हो मेरे सांब शिवा तुम ही मुक्ति हो शिवा गुरु मातृपिता गुरु बंधु सखा गुरु मातृपिता गुरु बंधु सखा तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम तुम ही प्रेरणा तुम ही साधना, तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना, तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना, तुम ही प्रेरणा, तुम ही साधना, तुम ही आराधना, मेरे सांब शिवा, 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 गुरु मातृ पिता, गुरु बंधु सखा, गुरु मातृ पिता, गुरु बंधु सखा, तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम, तेरे चरणों में स्वामी कोटि प्रणाम, तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम, तेरे चरणों में स्वामी मेरे कोटि प्रणाम।
आपका परंपरा का गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः स्तुतिपूजां समर्पयामि। प्रदक्षिण नमस्काराः अल्लिंदे यस्य प्रसादादहमेव विष्णुः मय्येव सर्वं परिकल्पितं च इत्थं विजानामि सदात्मरूपं तस्याङ्घ्रिपद्मं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं दुर्दर्शमतिगम्भीरम् अजं साम्यं विशारदं बुद्ध्वा पदमनानात्वं नमस्कुर्मो यथा बलं स्वात्मरूपाय सद्गुरवे नमः। अनन्तकोटिप्रदक्षिणनमस्कारान् समर्पयामि।
आपको समापन करना है?
हाँ। ओम कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियवा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै श्रीमन्नारायणायेति समर्पयामि। सर्वं श्री सद्गुरु चरणारविन्दार्पितमस्तु। ओम तत्सत्। ओ बाद में स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य, बाद में स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालय।
अभी करेंगे, बाद में करेंगे, अभी कर देते तो आपको। हाँ।
ओम स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः।
Yes. You can announce about the talk.
Swamiji will give Anugrah Bhashanam just now.
Okay. வந்து இது பிரசாதம் கொடுக்கணும்
எத்தனை மணிக்கு முடியாது?
உங்களுக்கு எப்போ முடியுமோ இது முடிஞ்ச எல்லாம் பிரசாதம் போடுவோம் காயில்.
சரி சரி.
உங்களுக்கு நடுவில் எப்போ வந்தேதோ அதை கொடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டேன்.
சரி சரி. பூவில் போட சொல்லுங்க. அப்புறம்
யூரினே அதை இன்னொரு இதில் எடுத்து வச்சுருப்பாங்க. பூசரவாதா காலிவாதா இது முதல்ல எல்லாரும் எடுத்துப்பா. அப்புறம் அடுத்து
Generally, in every program, we run out of time. Today, we had plenty of time. So, I will start with one small bhajan where we will be offering salutation to the Guru Parampara. So, we'll be remembering some of the teachers and teachers' teachers. Yes, I will sing, you can repeat after me. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai.
Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai.
Veda Vyasa Sadguru Jai Jai.
Veda Vyasa Sadguru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai.
Adi Shankara Sadguru Jai Jai.
Adi Shankara Sadguru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai.
Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai.
Shivananda Shri Sadguru Jai Jai.
Shivananda Sadguru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai.
Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai.
Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai.
Tapovana Shri Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Chinmayananda Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Pranavananda Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Parabrahma Sadguru Jai Jai. Guru Maharaj, Guru Jai Jai. Tarananda Shri Sadguru Jai Jai. गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय परब्रह्म सद्गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय दयानंद श्री सद्गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय परब्रह्म सद्गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय अपने अपने सद्गुरु जय जय गुरु महाराज गुरु जय जय परब्रह्म सद्गुरु जय जय परब्रह्म सद्गुरु जय जय परब्रह्म सद्गुरु जय जय ओम नारायणं पद्मभुवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपदं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमथास्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमथास्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् यस्य कृपाकटाक्षाभ्यां शुभं सर्वं प्रवर्तते दयाराशिं दयानन्दं वन्देऽहं सादरं मुदा Today we are celebrating Vyasa Purnima, otherwise called Guru Purnima. It is called Vyasa Purnima because it is the celebration of the birthday of Bhagavan Veda Vyasa. Veda Vyasa is one of the most important links of our Guru Parampara, the tradition of teachers. The tradition starts with Narayanam, then Padma Bhuvam, Vasishtham, Shakti, Tatputra Parashara, then Veda Vyasa. And we are very much indebted to Veda Vyasa for our cultural heritage. Because Veda Vyasa alone compiled and divided Vedas into 4 parts and appropriate divisions. In fact, his name is not Veda Vyasa. Veda Vyasa is a title given to him. His original name was Shri Krishna Badarayana or Dvaipayana. That was his original name. His name is Shri Krishna. And he is called Dvaipayana because he was born on an island. He is also called Shri Krishna Badarayana because he was living in Badrivana. So his original name is Shri Krishna. He was the son of Satyavati and Parashara Muni. And he compiled Vedas. He did not author the Vedas, he compiled Vedas. Like some people will be compiling the folk songs available in the state. He is not the author of the songs. he is the compiler of the songs. Similarly, Vedavyasa compiled all the Veda mantras, which were spread over throughout the country among different families. And if they are not compiled in a systematic manner in some text, then they would have been lost. And therefore, seeing that in Kali Yuga people will have less memory, therefore he divided the entire body of Vedas into the four, and each Veda he divided into many branches. And each branch would be preserved by one family. And that is how Vedas are preserved, because of Vedavyasa. And for that, he took the help of his 4 disciples. For each Veda. For Rig Veda, he took the help of Paila Muni. For Yajur Veda, Vaishampayana. For Sama Veda, Jaimini. For Atharva Veda, he took the help of Subantu. So today we are remembering that because of them, they were the editors or the compilers, and Vedavyasa were chief compilers. Not editor, compilers. So under the guidance of Vedavyasa, these 4 disciples, they compiled different mantras, different parts of Vedas. So we are highly indebted to Vedavyasa and these 4 disciples for the preservation of Vedas. And not only he compiled the Vedas and made appropriate division, because of which he got the title Vedavyasa. Vivyasa Vedan Yasmat Tasmat Vyasa iti Sprutaha. Since he compiled the Vedas, therefore he got the title Vedavyasa. But that was not the only contribution. He authored Mahabharata, which is consisting of 100,000 verses. And it is also called Jaya Grantha. Narayanam Namaskrityam Jayam Udirayet. So it is a Jaya Grantha, and it is a very vast Grantha. And in this Mahabharata alone, there is Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavan Vedavyasa has compiled the teaching of Bhagavan Sri Krishna given to Arjuna. So who has written Bhagavad Gita? Not Krishna. Krishna did not write. Arjuna also did not write notes, because he did not know that he will require notes. So both of them, they did not know. So it was compiled by Vedavyasa. And therefore Bhagavad Gita is there with us thanks to Vedavyasa. Not only that, he has authored 18 Puranas. And each Purana runs into thousands of verses. 18 Puranas are there. The biggest Purana is Skanda Purana, which has got 81,000 shlokas. So many of us will not be able to even complete 81,000 shlokas. So biggest Purana is Skanda Purana out of 18. And the smallest Purana is Markandeya Purana. So we think smallest must be 100 verses. No, smallest is 9,000 mantra shlokas. So smallest is 9,000, biggest is 81,000. So even if you read one biggest Purana and smallest, you have to read 90,000 shlokas. And that is why he got the title Purana Muni. And Purana is translated by the Western authors as a mythology. It's not a correct translation. Because mythology is presenting myths, whereas the Purana is not presenting myths. Purana is presenting the teaching of Vedas in the form of traditional stories. And many of them are history, facts, and many of them are there for communication purpose. So the purpose of Purana is to present the language of Vedas, the teaching of the Vedas in the language understandable by a common man. And that the composition of Puranas was done by Vedavyasa. So he wrote this Mahabharata, he wrote this Purana, and also he wrote Smriti Grantha called Vyasa Smriti. And also he wrote Brahma Sutra, which is a very, very important text for Vedantic understanding, which is the analysis of the Upanishad Vakyas. Thus, we are indebted to him for this compilation of Vedas, Mahabharata, Purana, Smriti Grantha. In fact, it is said that nothing is left out by Vedavyasa. Vyasochistam Jagat Sarvam. Everything has been communicated by Vedavyasa. And therefore, we are very, very indebted to him, and therefore we are celebrating his birthday. In fact, in our tradition, Vedavyasa is considered to be the avatara of Vishnu. In Bhagavatam, when 24 avatars are presented, one of the avatars is Vedavyasa. And we say that also, this Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya and Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vashisthaya Namo Namaha. What does it mean? My namaskara to Vedavyasa, who is in the form of Vishnu. My namaskara to Vishnu, who is in the form of Vedavyasa. So thus Vishnu and Vedavyasa are one. Thus our attitude to Vedavyasa is that he is an incarnation, avatara of Vishnu. And therefore we are celebrating his birthday. Vishnu is called Jnanavatara of Vishnu. So for the spreading the knowledge, protection of the Vedic knowledge, this avatara was taken by the Lord. And Vedavyasa represents Guru Parampara, the tradition of teachers. And therefore today is also celebrated as Guru Purnima. So people may ask that today is a Guru Purnima or Vyasa Purnima? It is both. So Vyasa Purnima is the primary name and is also called Guru Purnima because Vedavyasa is representative of the entire Guru Parampara. So today is the day when we express our gratitude to our all Gurus. These secular Guru, the Gurus who had taught us the other science, and also mainly to the teachers who have taught us Brahma Vidya. And this particular attitude of worshipping the Lord, worshipping the Guru, who is the expression of the Lord, is highlighted by Bhagavan Sri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. In 13th chapter, he talks about various values. Amanitvam adambhitvam ahimsa kshantirarjavam. So there, one of the values is Acharyopasanam. Acharyopasanam means worshipping the teacher. Acharya means the teacher. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he says, Acharyasya means moksha sadhanopadeshtuhu acharyasya shushrushadi prayogena sevanam acharyopasanam. Means what? Worshipping Acharya who is moksha sadhana upadeshta. So in the spiritual context, in Vedantic context, Acharya word is used for the one who is moksha sadhana upadeshta. Upadeshta means the teacher, sadhana means the means, moksha freedom. So one who is teaching us the means for freedom, which is Atmajnanam, he or she is called Acharya. And serving him or her is called Acharyopasanam. And serving can be at all three levels. Manasa, Vachasa, Kayena. Manasa, how do we worship? We acknowledge the contribution of Guru in our life. How blessed we are because of the teaching of Guru, we mentally remember and we entertain the attitude of gratitude. So entertaining this gratitude is Manasa Puja, Manasa Upasanam of Acharya. Then other one which we did now, and that is singing this Guru Stotra, Dayananda Panchakam, Guru Paduka Stotra, or some bhajans. That is called Vachika Puja of Guru. Kaika Puja is what we did, and so whatever way we can do Panchopachara, Shodashopachara Puja, we need not do elaborate if we don't know. But small flower we can offer to the altar of Guru, Paduka or his picture, and we offer some Naivedyam of the light the lamp. In a small simple manner we can do puja of the Guru. And another way of the worshipping the Guru is doing his or her seva. In whatever way we can serve. We can physically serve whatever he or she needs, we offer. And if he cannot come and do, we can send some contribution to the Guru. That also is one type of seva. Whatever he or she needs or will be useful, we offer. That is also one type of seva. But that is not the only seva, but one type of seva. And one more meaning of the word upasanam is, upa means near, asana means sitting. So Acharyopasana means sitting near the teacher. As some people say, Swamiji, it means that I have to sit near. So we am Swamiji in the last row. So sitting near the teacher, not physically. Physically sitting near the Acharya will not benefit so much. Mentally sitting near the teacher. And how do we sit near the teacher mentally? By tuning up our mind with the style of the teacher. So the way he is looking upon the Shastra, we learn to develop that knack. How to unfold the Shastra, how to understand the Shastra, how to look upon different situations in life, different challenges in life. So we observe him or her and learn the way of responding to the situation, his or her way of unfolding the scriptures. So mentally tuning up with the teacher is also called Acharyopasanam. Remain mentally near to the Acharya. Then what will happen that whenever you have challenge in your life, then you will be able to use this method of the teachers because you have tuned your mind with the way of thinking of the teacher. And that is called Acharyopasanam. Now question may come that why should we worship the Acharya? Especially Vedanta Acharya. Because when we were studying in the school and all, and nowadays modern school, hardly anybody, any student will be doing namaskara to the teacher. In fact, now it may be prohibited perhaps, because it is considered religious activity. When we were small, we were doing, at least on particular day, we used to do namaskara. But why so much emphasis is given on this Acharyopasanam? One reason is, for a mumukshu, the seeker of freedom, moksha is the most important thing. Then only is called mumukshu. And moksha is possible only by getting this abiding knowledge of myself being limitless. There is no other way. Why is it so? Because bondage is due to ignorance, and ignorance born wrong conclusion. And ignorance born wrong conclusion can go only by knowledge. And therefore, knowledge is the means not any knowledge, knowledge of my true self, my real nature being limitless Brahman, that is the means for moksha. And any knowledge can be attained by pramanam, the means of knowledge. And for knowing the self, perception cannot be used. Means I cannot know the self by seeing, by hearing, by touching, etc. Because Atma is, the self is not available for sense perception. Because it does not have Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha, sound, taste, etc. are not there. And therefore Atma is not available for sense perception. Since it is not available for sense perception based inference also will not work. And therefore this self is not available for the regular means of knowledge available to us. People may say, how about science? Swamiji, can we know Atma through science? Science has not even figured out this cognition. How we are able to cognize things, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, how that cognition takes place, that itself is not fully figured out by science. Science has gone up to neuroscience, and they can talk about chemical reaction, neurochemicals. But how these neurochemical reactions are giving rise to one complete cognition, that itself is not found out by them. They have reached only up to brain. They have not reached even up to the mind. Science has not exactly figured out what exactly the mind is and where mind is exactly located. Mind where exactly there in the brain, it is not fully figured out. When the mind itself is not figured out by science, how science can figure out the witness of this mind which is subtler than the mind? And therefore, science also is not the valid means for self-knowledge. That is why self-knowledge is not scientific. People generally say that Vedanta is teaching scientific. Self-knowledge, which is the subject matter of Vedanta, is not scientific. Means it is not available for scientific experimentation. And therefore science is ruled out. We don't say science is useless. Science is very, very useful. In fact, because of science and technology alone, I am able to speak and you are able to hear. So we are very much indebted to science. Science is very useful. It develops our faculty of intellect, very, very useful. In fact, it is very good for many examples to be used in Vedanta. Quantum physics is very good. Quantum physics gives us so many examples for explaining the mithyatvam, unreality of this world. Very useful. But science itself is not the means for Atmajnana. And therefore, we are left with only one means of knowledge which is available in our tradition, and that is Upanishad, which is otherwise called Vedanta, the end portion of Vedas. So, Vedanto Nama Upanishad Pramanam. Vedanta is the means for knowing the self, which is otherwise called Upanishad. And this Upanishad also we cannot study by ourselves. If you read Upanishad by yourself, you will be more confused. Because in Upanishad, Vedanta, how this subject matter is presented, that Atma goes very far up. Tadejati, Duram Rajati, and at the same time it never moves. It moves very fast, it does not move at all. It is very far off and it is the most proximate. So many paradoxes are used to reveal the self, and therefore if you try to know the self by yourself, you will be highly confused. Therefore in our tradition, a person who has read so many Shastra is not considered to be a scholar. When we want to present a Vidwan, a learned person, we use the title Bahushruta, not Bahupatita. Bahushruta means one who has listened to Vedanta or the Shastra from so many people. So Upanishad, if it is simply read by oneself, it will not give the knowledge. Upanishad will be pramanam, the means of knowledge, only when it is handled by traditional teacher. Not only teacher, traditional teacher. And therefore, we have respect for the teacher, traditional teacher called Acharya. Pramana Pravartaka. One name of Pujya Swamiji we give, when we chant the Ashtottara, we say Pramana Pravartaka. So, he handles the Pramanam. Without Acharya handling the Pramanam, one cannot get knowledge. And therefore, we worship the Acharya because he alone makes Vedanta Pramanam. He alone makes Vedanta work for us. And therefore, we are very, very indebted to the Acharya. We express our reverence through puja, stuti, etc. The more reverence we have for the Acharya, the more Shraddha we will have, the more impact we will have of his or her teaching on our mind. So we are worshipping the teacher not for their benefit. We are worshipping the teachers for our benefit. That clarity should be there. Otherwise people then think that, oh, why should I worship? If I don't worship, he will not like, she will not like, therefore I worship. That should not be the consideration. I worship the teacher for my benefit. Because he or she makes Vedanta Pramana work for me. This is one reason. Second reason is, in our tradition, Guru is looked upon as Ishvara himself. That is why we have shloka, very popular shloka, which we generally learn in the beginning of our study itself. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Reva Param Brahma, or Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So we are equating Guru to Ishvara. Then somebody may ask that, we have heard that everybody is Ishvara, all that is here is Ishvara, that is the vision of Vedanta. Then why Guru alone is equated to Ishvara? For that our answer is, yes, you are right. Everybody is Ishvara. But Ishvaratvam, the Ishvara status of oneself, is covered by so many factors. Avidya, Ragadvesha and Chitta Chanchalyam, we technically call Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana. So because of these three factors, Mala means Ragadvesha, impurity, likes and dislikes, impurity. Then Vikshepa, the restlessness of the mind. And main thing is the veil of Avidya. Because of these three, the Ishvara status of this ignorant person is veiled as it were. Whereas in case of Guru, who is supposed to be a Jnani, and therefore he or she has become free from this Mala, Vikshepa and Avarana. And therefore Ishvaratvam is evident in the Guru. And therefore we can worship the Guru as Ishvaraha. Worshipping Guru is equal to worshipping Ishvara because Guru has discovered himself to be Ishvara. That is the second reason we worship this Acharya, Guru. Third reason is, nowadays people do not have the background of Vaidika karma to purify oneself. In our tradition, moksha pursuit is presented in this manner. One can purify oneself by the karma prescribed by the Shastra. one can make the mind quiet by upasana, and one can get dhanam by shravana manana nididhyasanam. And by this dhanam, one becomes free. This is what the pursuit of moksha is. Purify by karma yoga, karmas prescribed by the shastra. Make your mind tranquil by upasana. Attain the jnanam by jnana yoga, shravana manana nididhyasanam. And by this jnanam you discover yourself to be free. This is the pursuit of moksha. But nowadays most of the people do not have the upbringing of karma kanda. They do not even know Gayatri mantra properly. They do not know this how to do achmanam, etc. So their ignorance is so much about it, and therefore this Vedic karma, even smartha karmas are not available for them to purify. And many of them, they come in very young age to the Guru, and some of them even take sannyasa and they come to the Guru. So has already come to the Guru but not yet ready. Now Guru cannot send him or her back. At the same time, without preparedness, knowledge will not come. Jnanam utpadyate pumsam kshayat papasya karmanaha. When impurity is removed, then only jnanam can be born. And therefore a person is to be made pure in terms of his ragadveshas, the impurity of the mind. For that, in our tradition it is said, if one does Guru Seva, Acharya Seva, remaining in the Gurukulam or wherever Guru is, with Shraddha and Bhakti, then all other lacuna will be made up. Guru Seva will make up for all other lacuna. That is why in Guru Stotram very beautifully said, Naguror adhikam tattvam, Naguror adhikam tapaha. Guroho means that Guru Sevayaha. So if one is doing Acharya Seva with proper attitude, in Acharya Seva also many people have got the tendency to show up, to encash this particular association, then it will not bless. But when a person does this Acharya Seva with proper attitude, Shraddha and Bhakti, then Acharya Seva itself will give Jnana Yogyata, the fitness for knowledge. And that is why also Acharyopasanam is highlighted in our tradition. And that is how Bhagavan Sri Krishna presents the Acharyopasanam as a great value in Bhagavad Gita. And that is the reason we are today celebrating this Guru Purnima to express our gratitude as a part of Acharyopasanam. So today is a Vyasa Purnima, which is also called Guru Purnima. And one more significance is there of this day, today. And that is, in olden days, sannyasins used to keep traveling. And during the 4 months monsoon, the 4 months of monsoon, they will be staying in one place. That is called Chaturmasyam. And during those 4 months, the sannyasi will stay in one place, maybe temple or some particular public place, whatever available. And during those 4 months, the villagers or the people of the town, they will take care of the sannyasi, and sannyasi will be teaching some shastra, Purana or Bhagavad Gita or some shastra, Brahma Sutra. And that is how it is a mutual benefit scheme. How? Sannyasi is taken care of for 4 months, because during this period, in those days, these rivers will be flooded and therefore difficult to travel. So sannyasi is taken care of, and these householders will get benefit of the continuous presence of sannyasi. Otherwise, in those days, sannyasi will not stay for more than 3 days in a place. That is a vratam for them. And therefore, it used to be a very, very mutually benefiting thing. And nowadays also, this Chaturmasya is followed by some sannyasis, not all. And some of them have got little bit compromise. What they do, 4 months is converted into 2 months. And for that they say, Paksho vai masaha, means 1 fortnight is equal to 1 month. And therefore 4 months become 2 months. And so many sannyasis, they take Chaturmasyam for, it is called Chaturmasya, but they follow it for 2 months. And they remain in that and do satsang. You must be hearing that the Shankaracharya ji is going to have Chaturmasya in this place, that place. So that is the convention. And that starts from today. That Chaturmasya starts from today. That is for sannyasi. For non-sannyasi also, this Chaturmasya has got some significance. And what is that significance? During these 4 months, and if 4 months are not possible, at least 2 months, you take some vratam. Every year I talk about this. Vratam means what? Some vow, some particular rule, some particular discipline you pick up. And it can be in the form of dropping something, skipping something, or adopting something new. For example, somebody can take the vratam that during these 2 months or 4 months, I will not eat sweet. So that is a vratam. Or something you like. Don't say, Swamiji, during these 4 months I will not take Karela. Anyway, you don't like Karela. So don't do many cheating with Bhagavan. So something which you like very much. So for 2 months or 4 months, you give up. And it is traditionally said, whatever thing you like and you give up, you serve it to others. Suppose you like sweet very much, then you don't take sweet, but you serve the sweet to others. Whenever, not every day, but at least once a week or once a month. So that is the Tyagatmakam Vratam. You give up something you like. In modern time, in fact, one can give up what? One can give up this, what is called internet, or what is called YouTube, etc. So, or some TV or something, whatever you are addicted to, you give up. Something you are addicted to and not good for you, you give up for 2 months at least. So that can be vratam. Tyagatmakam vratam. Or grahanatmakam vratam means you take a vratam that every day I will chant Dakshinamurti Stotram or Dayananda Panchakam. The Stotram which you are not chanting now, whatever you are chanting cannot become new vratam. Extra, something extra you pick up. For 2 months or 4 months, I will chant this stotra. I will chant Purusha Suktam or whichever Suktam you know well, that you chant every day. Or you take the vratam that every day while chanting the Purusha Suktam, I will be doing pradakshina of the Lord, of the temple. So some vratam is very useful. The people whose life is full of this sadhana, all the time they are doing, for them it is not required. People who have already committed their life to sadhana, morning, afternoon, evening, they have got class, teaching and all the whole day is almost filled with that. For them perhaps vratam is not required. But those who are not doing this sadhana regularly, for them this vratam is useful. Some vratam can be taken. So it can be in form of giving up, or it can be in the form of taking up something new. And this vratam need not be gross in terms of taking up something, some particular chanting, etc., or giving up some items. It can be subtle also. What type of subtle vratam? That during these 2 months, I will pay attention on my vak tapas. Means I will pay attention on my discipline over speech. Every day after 9 o'clock, I will keep maunam. Or 6 o'clock or something, I will keep maunam. That also can be vratam. Or in Chandogya Upanishad, while talking about Samaveda Upasana, one beautiful vratam is given. Mahamanaha syat tad vratam. May one become big-minded, broad-minded. That is vratam. And how to express this big-mindedness? Tapantam suryam na nindet, varshantam na nindet, lokan na nindet, tad vratam. So, you learn to accommodate all challenges, all types of people without criticism. This is also big vratam. Aninda vratam. That for 2 months I will not criticize anyone. Very, very difficult. Giving up sweet is relatively easy, but 2 months I will not criticize. If I criticize one time, for every criticism I will do 1 mala. Something like that. You see, that is subtle vratam. Mahamanaha means what? Puja Swamiji used to say, the heart of the seeker of Veda, seeker of knowledge should be like Akasha. All accommodative. So one who can accommodate the entire world, that type of heart is required for assimilating the understanding that I am limitless. Narrow-minded person cannot assimilate this vision that I am limitless Brahman. So one needs to have this accommodative mind. That is called Mahamanaha Syat Tad Vratam. In Chandogya, 2nd chapter, these vratas are given. And there, so many vratas are given. Subtle vrata. Last vratam is Aham Sarvam Asmi Iti Upasita Tad Vratam Tad Vratam. You can have this upasana also as your vratam. What vratam? What is the upasana? I am all. Keep on having this thought. I am all. I am all. Not only good people I am there in the form of so-called wrong people also. I am not only in the form of pleasant situations or pleasant things, unpleasant things also I am. If this is too much, at least this much vratam we can have. Ishvara is everything. All that is here is Ishvara. Keep repeating this thing in your mind. All that is here is Ishvara. Somebody shouts at you, all that is here is Ishvara. Somebody is angry with you, all that is here is Ishvara. Somebody is not giving you what you want, all that is here is Ishvara. That also can be your vratam. This is subtle vratam. If you can adopt subtle vratam, you need not go for gross one. But if subtle is too difficult, you can go for gross vratam. Then somebody may ask, Swamiji, what is the use of vratam? Vratam, as I told you, is meant for those who are not having regular, intense sadhana every day. Those who are having, they don't have to have. But those who do not have, this vratam can bring regularity in your sadhana, commitment to your pursuit. It helps you to develop your willpower. And therefore, this vratam is highly emphasized in Shastra. But we should make sure that vratam does not create complex with you. By chance you have taken vratam and it could not be followed, it's okay. Maybe next year. So we make sure that vratam does not create complex. Vratam is not meant for creating complex. Vratam is meant for developing willpower. And with this awareness, we take up some vratam, if possible, if required, and we make our life more and more prayerful. And on this day, we invoke the grace of Lord Dakshinamurti, all the acharyas of our tradition, and we seek the blessings of Pujya Swamiji and all the teachers. May we have the grace of all the teachers in our life, and finally we discover inner freedom. With this we conclude. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Now,
Swamiji can give prasadam.
now everybody can offer flowers to the altar and take prasadam from Swamiji. And those who have given for puja in the office, please can collect the prasadam from me from outside the lecture hall.
Please give us time for getting ready.
Just give me 5 minutes for getting ready.